Good morning, students. I'm Harshita More. Welcome you all in the third lecture of Unit 1 for the subject International Business Management. I hope you people are understanding the concepts, and in case if you are facing any kinds of doubt related to topics which I have discussed, please ask. You are free to ask any doubts related to the subject. So till yesterday, we have started the international business and trade for Unit One. In that, we have discussed the definition of international business. We have discussed further aspect as what are the different features of international business. Then we have discussed what is the different evolution of international business. We have discussed what are the stages. We have discussed difference between domestic and international business. We have discussed advantages, disadvantages of international business. So in today's class, we'll be discussing about what are the different modes or different ways to entering into international business. Let's discuss one by one. First is exporting. So exporting is a traditional way of entering into international business, where one country is selling its products in international market. So this may have different two types, such as exporting. Sorry, here I have made a spelling mistake. So it is exporting. Okay, it is exporting. Okay, so what are the different two types of exporting? So exporting includes direct exporting. Direct exporting is where a country is directly selling its product in the international market. Second, I have is indirect, where a company is selling its product to intermediaries in the domestic market, and then intermediaries are selling those products in the international market. So this is what the example of so this is what I have talked about the inter that is exporting, that is indirect and direct exporting. Example of exporting is India is a good exporter in the terms of spices, tea, coffee, gems, etc. So next we'll be discussing about licensing. So licensing, it is where a company is granting permission to use its patents, we can say trademark, copyrights for a specified period of time in exchange of a certain fixed amount of royalty. So company is granting permission to other companies so that they can use their trademarks, copyrights. But the company which are using those trademarks, copyrights, they have to give certain amount of fixed royalty. Next example for this is, we people are using different Microsoft softwares, different Microsoft products, such as it can be in the form of we are preparing our notes with the help of Word, we are preparing PPTs with the help of PowerPoint, Excel. We have different options of this. So this is a one example of licensing. Then is joint venture. Joint venture is when two or more corporations are coming together so that they can share the resources to accomplish certain kind of common goals. Example I would like to give for this is Samsung and Spotify. They made a deal to make use of Spotify on Samsung devices. And then year later, they have expanded their agreement and began including Spotify as a pre-installed app on the many Samsung devices. So this is what the joint venture. Next is strategic alliance. Strategic alliances is when two parties are there making an agreement to so that they are making agreement to share certain resources, or to share certain aspects of the business, but both the entities will remain independent. They are not merging themselves, they are working as a independent entities. So that is what the strategic alliance. I would like to give example of Apple Pay and Mastercard. When Apple Pay decided to get into the digital payment business, it creates a very tough competition in the market for their competitors. So, what Mastercard have thought, because Mastercard was the second largest digital company, they have thought that they, rather than compete with Apple Pay, they should start doing the strategic alliance. They should do the business coming together by sharing the certain aspects of the business but both are independent entities. Next is acquisition. Acquisition is where two or more companies are coming together, and the company which are having the higher market shares are acquiring the shares of the company who are having a lower market shares. So one in there are two companies. One is a dominating one. Okay, so that is acquiring, that is taking shares of the companies who is less dominating in the market. For example, I would like to give example of a successful acquisition is Google and Android. Okay, next is franchising. So franchising is where there is a one person one where there is a person who have created a brand name, and that person will be called as a franchisor, and the person that is franchisee, the person who wants to use his business operations, franchisee, what franchisee will do, he will pay the royalty to franchisor and to get a right to do the business under the franchisor's name. For example, McDonald's, we have different setups of McDonald's, KFC, Pizza Huts in India as well, although they are belongs to foreign market. So this is what a franchising means. Franchising is where we are using brand name of another entity, and we have a right to run the operations on the name of them, and we are doing same, but we are doing same business, right? McDonald's, KFCs, they are running into same operations. Next, I would like to discuss about what are the different ethical issues in international business. So, what are the different ethical issues in international business? First is employment practice. Why it is employment practice? Because international trade includes two companies. One will be belongs to foreign, and one will be belongs to local. So there will be one local country and one foreign country. So it is somewhere it feels difficulties to take care of the pay levels, working conditions, as we can't compare the working conditions, or we can't say there are same working condition outside the India and inside the India. No, there are the working condition differs, pay level is differs from place to place, country to country. So that creates and certain kind of issue. Next is environmental regulations. So not all the companies are taking care of environmental factors while doing the business, and there might be different laws related to environmental factors in different countries. So it might be create a certain level of difficulty to understand the different laws related to environmental factors, where we are some of the countries are making sure that they are not disturbing the nature. They are concentrating on reducing the pollution, but some of the countries may not be thinking in the same way. Next is corruption. So companies are making payments to secure their business, and that is where they are going wrong. They will be treated as guilty of illegal actions under the US Foreign Corrupt Practice Act. So there again related to anti, there are some countries I'm not saying the countries are supporting to corruptions, but there can be directly or indirectly include involvement of the corruption. So this is what about the corruption aspect. Next is the moral obligation and of multinational companies. There are, see again I am telling you about this particular aspect. That is when I'm telling you it's an international business or multinational companies, it differs again. There is a different difference of language arises, difference of climatic condition arises, different of foreign currencies arises, different government regulations arises, different laws, policies, acts. These are again, it is difficult to handle these all aspects in that when it comes to international business. Next is we'll be discussing what is the protectionism. So what does it mean by protectionism? So protectionism is these are certain kinds of I can say restrictions which are imposed by the government. It can be to reduce the number of imports coming to the country, I can say. So there are various restrictions, barriers which have been imposed by government, such as for you people, in these terms there are only meanings of this aspects, that is tariffs, quotas and non-tariff barriers. So I'm not going in detail about this particular aspect, so just understand what is protectionism. Protectionism is these are the restrictions which are imposed by the government so that the countries can focus on reducing the number of import coming into the country, and they are focusing more on exporting. Okay. Next is we'll be discussing what is tariffs. So tariff barriers are the barriers, or the I can say restrictions which are imposed on movement of products, that can be goods or services, between two countries. It can be levied on import and it can be also levied on export. So there are two types of tariffs again: import tariff and export tariff. So the restrictions which have been imposed on import, the restrictions which have been imposed on imports are called as import tariffs, and the restrictions which are imposed on export is called as export tariff. So this is what the meaning of tariff. Next I can talk about is quotas. So quotas is a numerical limit on quantity of goods that can be imported or exported. So this is in terms of where you are limiting your export import in the term of mentioning a certain quantity, that only this much you have to export, only this much you have to import. So so this is what I can say. And in case if the importer imports more than the specified amount, then he has to pay certain kind of, I think, penalties. So next is non-tariff barriers. Non-tariff barriers are non-tax restrictions, such as government regulations, I can say, policies, government procedures, which affects the which affects the international trade. So these are the tariffs. Okay, so tariffs, as I have said, tariffs are the restrictions on the movement of goods and services. I have discussed in tariffs is import tariff and export tariff. Then we have move towards what are the non-tariff. Non-tariff is not in the term of monetary, but these are includes government regulations and policies. And quotas are, it is a limitation of quantity which is imposed on export or import of any kinds of goods and services. So these are what important aspects which we have discussed in today's class. In today's class we have discussed what are the different modes of entering into international business. We have also discussed what are the different ethical issues in international business, and lastly we have discussed some important terms as protectionism, and we have discussed tariffs, quotas and non-tariff barriers. So this is what enough for today's class. If you people have any kinds of doubts related to the topics which I have covered, please do ask related to this, and the remaining aspects I'll be covering in the next class. Thank you.